When I was 7 years old, I realized that Santa, the Tooth Fairy, and my dad all had the same handwriting. Good thing none of those things actually exist.
Why was the Tooth Fairy arrested? For insider trading.
I always get confused with the difference between elves, fairies, sprites, and pixies. I guess I just don't understand the nomenclature.
I left my speaker under my pillow at night, and when I woke up it had been replaced with a $1 note. Must have been the Bluetooth Fairy.
Tom Hanks is making an animated movie about the Tooth Fairy. It's called The Molar Express.
I just paid for a boat ride to a magic-themed Renaissance carnival. The price was reasonable. It was a fair fare.
I hate how all my fairy photographs have really bad quality. They're all so pixelated.
What is a fairy's favorite soft drink? Sprite.
Someone knocked on my door. It turned out to be a small fairy demanding that I take his photo right there on the spot. It was a little imposing.
My pen ran out of ink and an ink fairy in the shape of a squid appeared. He said if I let him eat my dinner of shrimp he'd help me out by giving me some ink. The deal smelled kind of fishy, but I needed to finish my homework. So we did it squid pro quo.
What do you call a philosophical fairy? Tinkerbell.
What do you call a fairy that never bathes? Stinkerbell.
Who granted the fish a wish? The fairy godmother. Get ready for more laughs and groans following this short break.
Why are long fairy tales boring? They tend to drag in.
How did the fairy tale about the frog begin? Once upon a time.
Does the Tooth Fairy fly freely, or swing from a wire? It depends. Check the color, the blue Tooth Fairy is wireless.
There was a fairy, and her name was Nuff. Fairy Nuff.
What is the Tooth Fairy's music label called? Dental Records.
The Tooth Fairy teaches children that they can sell body parts for money.
Why did the fairy godmother feel bloated? She couldn't pippity-poppity poo.
What do you call a hog fairy? A figment of your imagination.
Where does an elf or fairy get tools? Gnome Depot.
The Tooth Fairy wasn't too impressed with the dentures I left under my pillow. Tooth be trolled.
Rapunzel is not a fairy tale. It's a hairy tale.
Be careful of using too much pixie dust when learning to fly. You might never land.
You ever wonder why pixie dust make you fly when you think happy thoughts? Because they're uplifting.
What do you call a pixie who double majored in physics and genealogy? The fairy of relativity.
What do you call it when a fairy toots? Pixie dust. I'm Bob Jeffy.
And I'm Montgomery Jones. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks. Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes Podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes Podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com. Looking for the gift for Dad? We have the official Daily Dad Jokes Podcast electronic joke button now available on Amazon. A massive 500 preloaded dad jokes guaranteed to make you laugh and groan. Check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes Podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.